Hello all. In this lecture we are going to study the various problems related to the properties of fluids. In previous lectures we have seen all the theoretical concepts regarding basics of fluids, then properties of fluids, etc. We have also studied various properties of fluids which are going to help us in finding any quantity of a fluid, whether it is density, whether it is specific weight, etc. Also, we have seen that there are various other properties known as viscosity of the fluids, which are really important in real life problems. So today we are going to see each and every problem related to a property of fluid. In this lecture, we are going to cover around 6 problems based on properties of fluids, and then after that we are going to see the problems related to the other properties of the fluids. So hello all, my name is Sawan Wani, an assistant professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering in Padma Bhushan Vasantrao Dada Patil Institute of Technology, Budgaon. And we have already posted many lectures related to the engineering fields in refrigeration, psychrometry, etc. So I would like to request to all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel and also view all the videos which are posted by me, and basically they are related to the mechanical engineering concepts, and we are currently conducting a lecture series on fluid mechanics. So going to the first problem based on properties of fluids. So problems on properties of fluids. So we are going to see the first problem. This problem will be based on the basic fundamental properties of the fluids. So we will see the problem and then we are going to see its actual way in which the problem is to be carried out. Also, while solving the problem, we will take into consideration that first we will understand the problem fully and then only we are going to see its solution. So the first problem is: calculate the specific weight, specific mass, specific volume and specific gravity of a liquid having a volume of 6 meter cube and weight of 44 kilonewton. So see that only two values are given in this case. Only weight is given and only volume is given for us, and we have to find out these four properties, that is specific weight, specific mass, specific volume and the specific gravity of the liquid. So basically when we start the solution here, first we will write all the given parameters which are there in the problem, which are given to us in the problem. So volume of liquid is given is equal to 6 meter cube. Weight of the liquid is given as 44 kilonewton. So we know that while calculating the actual specific weight, first we know that the unit of specific weight is Newton per meter cube. So in this case, if we divide this weight by volume, we can get the unit as kilonewton per meter cube. So you can easily find out the specific weight. So specific weight, W, is equal to weight of liquid divided by volume of liquid. So weight of liquid is in 44 kilonewton and volume of liquid is 6 meter cube. So the answer becomes 7.333 kilonewton per meter cube. So this is our first answer, specific weight. Now what is specific mass here? Specific mass is nothing but the density. So we are already having this specific weight value. So we know that the formula for specific weight is also W is equal to rho g. So with the help of rho g, we can find the value of the density, that is mass density rho. So W is equal to rho g. So rho equal to W divided by g. So here the actual unit of density is kg per meter cube. So we are converting that actual value of specific weight into first Newton. So 7.333 into 1000, that is in actual Newton case, and divided by 9.81, so that will become kg of the Newton will become in kg. So therefore it is 747.5 kg per meter cube. This is the value of the density, that is specific mass. Now if you have to find out the value of specific volume, we know that specific volume is nothing but the reciprocal of density. So specific volume V is equal to 1 divided by rho, that is 1 divided by density. So 1 divided by 747.5. So we get this value of specific volume as 0.00134 meter cube per kg. Then the last one is specific gravity, that is S. So we know that this specific gravity will not have any unit. So therefore S is equal to that is weight of the liquid, that is specific weight of liquid, divided by specific weight of the standard fluid, that is water. So specific weight in kilonewton we will have 7.333 for the actual given liquid, and for specific weight of the water in kilonewton it is 9.81, or in general it will be 9810 Newton per meter cube. So we get specific gravity as 0.747. Also you can find now you are having density, so density is 747.5. so if you divide this value by the density of water, which is 1000, then directly you will get the value as 0.747. That is the value of the specific gravity of that particular liquid. Then going to the second problem now, after the first problem was based on the actual properties of the fluids. Now in second problem we are going to see the problems based on some values of viscosity. So here in this, see the question now, problem number 2. A plate 0.05 mm distant from a fixed plate moves at 1.2 meters per second and requires a force of 2.2 Newton per meter square to maintain this speed. Find the viscosity of the fluid between the plates. Now see, the actual condition in this problem is given to us that there are two plates, or we can say one is a fixed plate and one is a moving plate, as shown in the diagram. You can refer the diagram here. This is the fixed plate, this is the moving plate. So the distance between them is 0.05 mm, and the actual the moving plate is moving over the fixed plate at the velocity of 1.2 meters per second, and also it requires a force of 2.2 Newton per meter square to maintain this speed. To maintain that velocity of 1.2 meters per second, the actual force required is 2.2 Newton per meter square. So what we have to find is the viscosity of the fluid between the plates. So the first thing which will be given to us is u. The velocity is given by u, so u is equal to 1.2 meters per second. Distance between the two plates is given by dy, so dy is equal to 0.05 mm, converting it into SI system, that is meters. So 0.05 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Force on the moving plate F is equal to 2.2 Newton per meter square. These three values are given. So now for finding out the viscosity of the fluid, that is value of mu, first we require the equation of the Newton's law of viscosity, which is tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Now here, what is tau? For maintaining that particular speed, the area is constant, and therefore at that particular area the force required is also constant. So therefore tau is equal to shear stress, or it is, in this case it is taken as this force. So this force per unit area, so that is nothing but 2.2 Newton per meter square. So naturally, see, the force is, the value is in Newton, but now it is, the value is given to us in Newton per meter square. So that shear force or shear stress is nothing but the force. So du. Now change in velocity, it is nothing but du, but here there is no any change in velocity. The speed is maintained, and therefore the velocity is 1.2 meters per second. So therefore du will be also 1.2 meter per second, because there is no change in the velocity. So du will be equal to u, so it is 1.2 meters per second. dy is 0.05 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now just inputting all the values in this above equation, tau is equal to mu du by dy. So tau is 2.2 is equal to mu into du is 1.2 divided by 0.05 into 10 raised to minus 3. So the value which we get is 9.16 into 10 raised to minus 5 Newton second per meter square. This is the value which we get after evaluating this equation for mu. So 9.16 into 10 raised to minus 5 Newton second per meter square. We can convert this into poise. So if we refer the last lecture, we know that 1 Newton second per meter square is equal to 10 poise. So therefore this value will be converted into poise when we divide this Newton second per meter square divided by 10. So when we divide this by 10, you can see here the equation is written. So we get the value as 9.16 into 10 raised to minus 4 poise. So this is the second problem based on the viscosity of the fluids. Now going to the third problem. A plate having and area of 0.6 meter square is sliding down the inclined plane at 30 degree to the horizontal with a velocity of 0.36 meters per second. There is a cushion of fluid 1.8 mm thick between the plane and the plate. Find the viscosity of the fluid if the weight of the plate is 280 Newton. Now see, there is another condition given to us. First we will refer the diagram and then we will go for the solving of the problem. See, there is one inclined angle, or we can say an inclined ladder, which is a fixed ladder. This is the ground level, and to this a inclined system is particularly present, and there is one plate which is parallel to this inclined plane, and between that there is a fluid which is flowing. So actually the area of the plate which is given to us is 0.6 meter square, and it is sliding in downward direction. So you can see here the question, a plate having an area of 0.6 meter square. So this 0.6 meter square is the area of this plate, then is sliding down the inclined plane at 30 degree to the horizontal. So that means what, the plate will be going in downward direction due to the gravitational force only, and the angle in which it is going downwards is theta is equal to 30 degree, then with a velocity of 0.36 meters per second. So the actual value of velocity for to which the plate is moving in downward direction is 0.36 meters per second. Then between this fixed plate and the fixed system and the plate, there is a cushion, means what, a fluid layer is there of 1.8 mm thickness. So this dy is equal to 1.8 mm. This is the plate to the system. This is the distance between these two. Then find the viscosity of the fluid if the weight of the plate is 280 Newton. Now see, when the plate will be moving in downward direction, still the actual weight of that plate will be in vertical direction in downward side, because we know that the weight always acts in the downward direction because the gravitational force is acting on it, and it is always acting in vertically downward direction. So now, as it is going in downward direction, now first we have to find the component of the plate which will be perpendicular to this angle of the plate. Means what, now the plate angle is at 30 degree, so therefore to this plate, this line which we have drawn, that is W sin theta, will be the perpendicular line as compared to the vertical line. So while calculating, we are going to take this W sin theta line. So area of plate A is equal to 0.6 meter square, weight of plate W is equal to 280 Newton, velocity of plate U is equal to 0.36 meter per second, thickness of the film, that is small t, it is known as dy, is equal to 1.8 mm. So 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. Viscosity of the fluid, now component of W sin theta, so W is 280, theta is 30, so sin 30. So we get this sin 30 as sin 30 is nothing but 1/2. So 1/2 into 240, we will get it as 140 Newton. So now when we are going here, we are getting the component of weight as 140. So that is nothing but the force. Since force on the bottom surface of the plate F is equal to 140 Newton and shear stress will be tau is equal to, now see, area is 0.6, so we can easily find the shear stress. So stress is nothing but force by area, so this is a shear stress equal to force is divided by area. So force is 140, area is 0.6, so we get tau is equal to 233.33 Newton per meter square. The actual value we have to find is of coefficient of viscosity, that is the value of mu. So again, now we are having the value of tau we have found out. Now this is the Newton's law of viscosity formula. Tau is equal to mu du by dy. So again du, there is no any change in the velocity, so du is equal to u, therefore it is 0.36 meters per second. Dy is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So inputting all the values, tau is equal to mu du by dy. So tau 233.33 is equal to mu into du is 0.36 and dy is 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 3. When we evaluate these values, we get mu is equal to 1.166 Newton second per meter square, and therefore dividing this by 10, we will get it as 11.66 poise. So this is the answer for the third problem. Going to the fourth problem, and another type of problem based on the calculation of viscosities. We know that there are two types of viscosities, dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. So how they are also calculated, we are going to see in this problem. The space between two square flat parallel plates is filled with oil. Each side of the plate is 720 mm. The thickness of the oil film is 15 mm. The upper plate, which moves at 3 meters per second, requires a force of 120 Newton to maintain the speed. Determine the dynamic viscosity of the oil. Second, the kinematic viscosity of the oil if specific gravity of the oil is 0.95. So now see, this is this problem is just turned a bit for for increasing its complexity nature. So now we will see, while writing the given values, we will see how the values are written first. Space between two square flat parallel plates is filled with oil. Means in this sentence it is mentioned that there are two square flat parallel plates. So maybe one downward will be the fixed and upper will be the moving plate, and each side of the plate is 720 mm. So here we have written each side of a square plate is 720 mm. So converted it into meters, it is 0.72 meter. The thickness of the oil film is 15 mm. So what is the meaning of this is, between the two plates we are having a distance of 15 mm through which there is the oil filled. So in our case we write this distance, that is the thickness of oil between the two plates, is dy. So it is 15 mm. So it is equal to 0.015 meter. Then the upper plate, which moves at 3 meters per second, requires a force of 120 Newton to maintain the speed. So again the upper plate is moving at 3 meters per second. So therefore the value of u will be 3 meters, and there is no any value of change of velocity given. So again we will write du is equal to 3 minus 0 because there is no any change. So du and u will be 3 meters per second. Force required is F, that is 120 Newton. So easily again we are going to calculate the value of shear stress. We know shear stress is again force by area. So force here is 120 Newton and area 0.72 by 0.72. Now why this area is taken as 0.72 by 0.72? Because in question it is mentioned that a square plate is there. So therefore square plate is there. So for calculating the area of square, the formula is side square. So one side is 0.72. So 0.72 into 0.72 will be the area of the square plate, and therefore we get the value of shear stress of tau is equal to 231.5 Newton per meter square. Then dynamic viscosity we have to find. So dynamic viscosity is denoted by mu. So again we are having the formula of Newton's law of viscosity, that is tau is equal to mu du by dy. All values are known to us, only mu is unknown. So 231.5 is equal to mu 3 divided by 0.015. So mu is equal to 1.16 Newton second per meter square. Also we can convert this into poise, but based on this value only we have to calculate the further values. So we are keeping this in the SI system. So the answer is for dynamic viscosity is 1.16 Newton second per meter square. Then second is kinematic viscosity nu. So now actual it is given as weight density is 0.95. So basically this is nothing but the specific gravity, that is S. So for finding out this particular value of specific weight, generally first see we have to find out the value of density. Either if we find the value of density, then only we can find the value of kinematic viscosity, because kinematic viscosity is the ratio of dynamic viscosity to density. So depending upon the specific gravity of oil, we have to first find density and then we can find the kinematic viscosity. So for finding out density, again we know the formula, specific weight is equal to rho into g. So first for finding out rho, we have to first find specific weight and then we have to find the value of density. So W is equal to 0.95 into 9.81 kilonewton per meter square. So we can write here 9810 Newton per meter square. So directly we will get the value as 9320 Newton per meter cube. This is the value for calculating the specific density of the specific weight of that particular oil is 9320, because only multiplying this specific gravity by the 9.81 value, so we can directly get the value of the particular specific weight of that oil. Then taking this W value as 9320 divided by 9.81, that is value of G, we get the mass density of oil as 950, and actually here we will get the value in kg per meter cube. Then this 950 is taken here, so nu, that is kinematic viscosity, is equal to dynamic viscosity by density. Dynamic viscosity is 1.16 divided by 950 is the value of density, so we get the value as 0.00122 meter square per second. So here the value, that is concluding the problem, kinematic viscosity is 0.00122 meter square per second. So in this way we are solving the problem number 4 for calculating dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. Then problem number 5. Now when how to calculate when an equation is given. The velocity distribution for flow over a plate is given by u is equal to 2y minus y square, where u is the velocity in meters per second at a distance y meters above the plate. Determine the velocity gradient and shear stress at the boundary and 1.5 meter from it. Take dynamic viscosity of fluid as 0.9 Newton second per meter square. So now see guys, here we have to find velocity gradient. Velocity gradient is nothing but du by dy value in the Newton's law of viscosity. We know that we have written tau is equal to mu du by dy. So therefore the velocity gradient is du by dy. And shear stress at the boundary and 1.5 meter from it means what? The value of shear stress when y will be equal to 0, and the value of shear stress when actual y will be equal to 1.5 meter from it. So actually here generally the value of y is to be calculated at y is equal to 0.15 meter from it. So take dynamic viscosity of fluid as 0.9 meter second per Newton second per meter square. So now see in the given, this equation is there 2y minus y square and du by dy. So for velocity gradient we have to just differentiate this equation with respect to y. So differentiating this equation with respect to y, we will get du by dy is equal to, here differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. So here we will only remain will be 2 minus y square differentiation will be 2y. So 2 minus 2y we will get this equation du by dy. Now first, velocity gradient, du by dy. Now at boundary we have to find, so at boundary means at y is equal to 0, so dy by du by dy is equal to, now see here y actual value here we are giving is y is 0. So what we get here is only answer is 2. This s minus 1 is nothing but the unit of the velocity gradient. So when du by dy at y is equal to 0 means what will happen? This y will be 0, so 2 into 0 this will be eliminated, and only du by dy we will get here as 2. So the answer at y is equal to 0, that is at boundary we get velocity gradient as 2. Then at 0.5 meter from the boundary, y is equal to 0.5 meter, 0.15 meter, sorry. Then du by dy at y is equal to 0.15, then you will get 2 minus 2 into y is 0.15 now, so 0.15. So here you will get actual 0.3 value, so 2 minus 0.3 we will get 1.7 second raised to minus 1. So at 0.15 meters from the boundary we will get the value of velocity gradient as 1.7 value. So here you can observe that as the from boundary, as the layer is existing from the boundary, there is a reduction in the velocity gradient. Then again similar for shear stress. Now at shear stress when y is equal to 0, so shear stress at y is equal to 0 is equal to mu du by dy. So mu du by dy, so mu is 0.9, it is given to us, into 2, that is at y is equal to 0, the velocity gradient is 2, so it is 1.8 Newton per meter square. And similarly the shear stress at y is equal to 0.15 meter, so 0.9 into 1.7 is the value of velocity gradient at y is equal to 0.15 meter, so we get it as 1.53 Newton per meter square. So this is the problem which is going to give us the values of velocity gradient and shear stress at particular boundary or at some distance from it. And then last one is the problem number 6. A question is given to us now for a diameter of shaft, and the actual fluid is there over the particular rotating shaft. A 400 mm diameter shaft is rotating at 200 rpm in a bearing of length 120 mm. If the thickness of oil film is 1.5 mm and the dynamic viscosity of the oil is 0.7 Newton second per meter square, determine first torque required to overcome friction in bearing, second power utilized in overcoming viscous resistance, and assume a linear velocity profile. So I will request all of you to first read the problem for around 5 to 6 seconds. So see, in this problem, there is one shaft given to us and the diameter of the shaft is 400 mm, but the rotation of the shaft is 200 rpm. So diameter of the shaft is 400 mm and it is rotating at 200 rpm, and the bearing length is 120 mm. It means the actual bearing up to which the shaft, on the which shaft is plotted, is around 120 mm. So between bearing and between the shaft wall and the bearing, there is a fluid layer. The thickness of this oil film is 1.5 mm. So you see in the diagram, the thickness of the oil film is shown here. That between the particular bearing and shaft, the actual distance is 1.5 mm, and the dynamic viscosity of that particular oil is 0.7 Newton second per meter square. Now what we have to find is how much torque is required to overcome this friction in the bearing, and how much power is utilized in overcoming the viscous resistance. So first we will write all the given parameters. Diameter of shaft D is equal to 400 mm, so 0.4 meter. Speed of the shaft N is equal to 200 rpm. Thickness of the oil film, so it is T, so it is T is also taken as dy in our case. So dy will be 1.5 mm, so 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Length of the bearing, we will just consider this value as L, small l, is equal to 120 mm, so is equal to 0.12 meters, and viscosity mu is equal to 0.7 Newton second per meter square. So for this, first we require to calculate the value of tangential velocity of the shaft. So we know that when a particular shaft is rotating, it will produce a certain amount of tangential velocity depending upon its two parameters, that is one diameter and the speed. So u is equal to pi dn by 60. So pi into d is 0.4, n is 200 divided by 60. So we get the angular velocity or the tangential velocity of the shaft as 4.19 meters per second. So this value is nothing but the actual velocity value which is given to us. Then first we have to calculate torque. So for torque, it is very essential for us to find out the force. But for force, it is very essential for us to calculate shear stress. So from Newton's law of viscosity, tau is equal to mu du by dy, and change in velocity du is, no any change in velocity is given, so the actual value of u will be 4.19 only. Dy is nothing but the t value which is given to us, and mu is given to us as 0.7. So tau is equal to 0.7 into u is, that is du, so 4.19 divided by 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3. So tau value, that is shear stress value, we get it as 1955.3 Newton per meter square. This is the value of shear stress. Now see, we have to, for calculation of torque, we require force, but we know that now shear stress, that is tau is equal to force divided by area, but in this case we have to find force. So force is equal to shear stress into area. Now this area is nothing but the circumferential area, because in actual case the actual shaft is rotating, so the circumferential area is in contact with the oil. So therefore, instead of taking the whole area, we are only supposed to take the circumferential area. So force is equal to tau into the circumferential area will be 2 pi rl, because here length is given of the shaft. So if we take the circle, then no need of taking length, but we are now taking the upper side of the circumference, so we have to take length. So generally the value is 2 pi r and into l, So actually 2r means 1d, that is 2 times radius is nothing but diameter, so pi d into L. So tau is 1955.3 into pi into d is 0.4 and length is 0.12 meters. So here we get force as 294.85 Newton. Now see that the viscous torque we have to calculate. So viscous torque is always seen at the center line of the particular torque of the shaft. So this shaft will be nothing but at the radius. So instead of writing d by 2, we can also write f into r, but now diameter of shaft is given, so we are taking it as d by 2. So force into, that is viscous torque, is equal to force into d by 2. So force is 294.85 into 0.4, that is diameter, divided by 2. So we get the value of torque as 58.97 Newton meter. And last one is power utilized, that is P. So P will be equal to actual, we know that 2 pi nt divided by 60 is nothing but the value of power. So here we are using the same value, 2 pi nt divided by 60. So the answer will be in watts, where T will be in Newton meter. So P is equal to 58.97, that is the value of torque, into 2 pi as it is, into N, that is RPM of the shaft, 200 divided by 60. So we get the value as 1235 watts, and so the last answer is converted into kilowatt for a higher unit. So we get it as 1.235 kilowatt. So see guys, we have completed the 6 problems based on the viscosity, and the further lectures, we will come with further lectures on the remaining problems of the properties of the fluids. So it is a request to all to subscribe our YouTube channel for receiving more and more videos. You can also find all the lectures of fluid mechanics on the playlist of our YouTube channel also. And it is advised that while solving these problems, you can solve this step by step and keep a note on your notebook while solving the problems. Also, if you want, I will provide you the assignment questions for regarding these properties of fluids also. So you can comment me while watching this video or after watching this video for receiving extra problems, and I will provide the extra questions and for receiving the answers for your study purpose. So enjoy this lecture. Thank you very much.